Hey guys, Merry Christmas. If you watch the video today or maybe tomorrow, then I hope you have a nice Christmas time. Enjoy your Christmas with the family, friends, whatever, or maybe even alone. Why not? It's definitely not a bad thing, just having some easy days free from any work and stuff like this. So today I want to show you the final tier list for raid DPS in Dragonflight. I made some other tier lists in the past few weeks. For sure they got updated from time to time. Today I want to make the final tier list for Phase 1, Season 1, however you want to call it, for Dragonflight. If there are changes coming, the changes will be only small, in my opinion. So for sure what could happen is that a D tier class, I think we have one, is maybe going into the C tier or maybe even super low B tier, yes. Something like this can still happen, sure. But apart from those things, the meta is settled, the DPS is settled, so what you see here now is definitely not really my opinion, is the facts. For sure, sometimes, you know, opinion is high A tier, low S tier, stuff like this. So for sure, always a little bit discussion possible. At the end of the day, I want to show you now the final tier list for Dragonflight raid DPS. We start with the D tier, and thanks God there's only one spec into the D tier, Survival Hunter. Long story short, makes no sense to play Survival Hunter at the moment. There are two better Hunter specs, so that's it. I think and I hope we will see a slight buff to Survival, or a buff, what means a slight buff, a buff to Survival Hunter, because I think nobody should play C tier, D tier spec, or should be forced to play such a bad spec, so I hope they get a buff. At the moment, makes no sense to play them. Also pretty sad, or at the end it's pretty good, that we have a very small D in C tier, but with Arms Warrior, Affliction Warlock and Retribution Paladin, we have also 3 specs into the C tier. Thanks God, Arms Warrior and Affliction Warlock have also a better spec in their class that they can use for doing better in raid DPS. Retribution Paladin is doing much better in Mythic Plus at the moment than in raid. In raid is a little bit, it's too bursty to get the full potential out in the long boss fights. So only C tier. Yes, I could understand if some people say I would put it in the low B tier. Understandable for sure, but I want to rank it into the C tier. We come to a very I think maybe also Evoker could be high C tier. Evoker is not good. It's not doing good. High C tier, low B tier. Let us put it there. I think I had it before into the B tier, so now let us put it into the C tier. Let us come to a very big B tier. Most of the player base is in the B tier, so let us start with 2 mage specs, Frost and Fire. They are doing okay, or maybe even good. I think on the B tier you can already start to say that the spec is doing good. It has its upsides, it has its downsides. Definitely Frost and Fire are okay. There's another mage spec, Arcane, that is doing so good that it makes not a lot of sense to play Fire and Frost at the moment in the raid. But if you are a dedicated Fire or Frost mage and you wanna play these specs in the raid, I mean, why not? It's definitely not that you hold the whole raid back because of this. Windwalker Monk after this, and then we have Subrogue is also doing quite good. We have Feral Druid. We have both DK specs are in the B tier, so definitely completely doing fine. We have the first, we also have the Hunter spec here, Beastmaster and Marksman. That's why I say it makes no sense to play Survival Hunter. Survival Hunter is melee, so if you're playing Hunter and you want to play melee, then it's the only spec that you can play, but for sure you have 2 better specs. Next, Warlock spec is also into the B tier, and then we have Shadow Priest, Elemental Shaman, where it is, Elemental Shaman, and also Fury Warrior. So very big B tier. I think that's a good sign, in my opinion, for Dragonflight at the moment. A lot of specs are viable, a lot of specs are playable. You will see all of them during the raids, so not a lot of bad thing. Now let us come to the very strong specs. I would even understand if people say there is no S tier, but I will put something into the S tier and then you will see what we have into the A tier. So I will start with the A tier for sure. I will put Asa Rogue into the A tier. I will put Balanced Druid into the A tier. Asa Rogue is especially very good single target damage. Boomkin, you know, is especially good when you need some burst on some certain points. Definitely a strong spec for raiding. I think it's doing less good in Mythic Plus. And we come to Warlock. Warlock was also a little bit predicted to could be S tier, but if you see the S tier, then maybe you will understand that I want to have here a little step between the S and A tier, even if it's slightly close this time, because the balance is something that I really have to say Blizzard did a good job. Rogue is completing with an Enhancement Shaman are completing the A tier. So Outlaw and Enhancement Shaman, both doing pretty good. They are overall very good specs that you can even stack in the raid. So there is no reason to have not like 1, 2, or maybe even 3 if you have a lot of good players on these specs at a raid. So A tiers are definitely the classes that you specs already that you can stack. I see no reason that you have, for example, like 2 or 3 elemental shamans in your raid, but there is no real downside to not having like 2 Demonolic Warlocks or I don't know 2 Enhancement Shaman, for example, like this. Last but not least, we have 2 S tier specs, and why I think I put here Demon Hunter and Mage. Demon Hunter, why? Because what I like about Demon Hunter is overall rounded, so strong. Single target, AoE, mobility, sustain, death CDs, so everything. Demon Hunter has at the moment everything besides not being ranged. That makes it so strong, in my opinion. Is so well rounded, it's just awesome. Arcane Mage has a little bit more damage even. It's super strong, but also very cooldown dependent. So if you make a mistake playing Arcane Mage, you definitely get a penalty by this. So I would not say that it's much more easy to play Demon Hunter on a perfect level, don't get me wrong, but I think Demon Hunter is more easy to play it on a 90%, 95% level than Arcane Mage. Make with Arcane Mage a very bad mistake on a certain point of your rotation, of your buff usage, and your DPS will drop significantly, I would say. And that's definitely not easy to handle. So overall, we have super small S tier, and I also want to say that the step to the A tier is so small that I even could understand if you just put it like this and say there is no S tier and there's only A tier, but these are the best A tier specs. I make it like this. It's completely fine in my opinion. We have sadly 1 D tier spec, but think about it would be like this, and that is arguable. That would be, in my opinion, awesome balance, but already right now I can say Blizzard did a very good job balancing the specs, especially for the raid. Mythic Plus is looking a little bit different, but not in a not worse. Also in a very good balanced way. I can definitely say Blizzard did here a phenomenal job. So choose your spec now wisely. Meta is settled. This is what it is. Super slight changes can happening. Like a low B tier stack can go to a high B tier maybe. Yeah, Survival Hunter as a D tier maybe can go into the C tier or even low B tier. But apart from this, Arcane Mage super strong, Demon Hunter super strong, Asa, Balanced Druid, Demonolic Warlock, Outlaw Rogue, Enhancement Shaman are the meta-defining classes here. There are some things where, for example, Windwalker Mog in AoE fights could be very awesome, and so on and so on. That's it, guys. Enjoy the meta, enjoy Dragonflight. Good luck with raiding. Awesome job from Echo especially, and for sure also Liquid for the Race to World First. Was an awesome time. Thanks for everybody for watching. like, subscribe. See you guys. Bye bye.